Seems like a very long wait, but it is time now to start sowing our cucumbers. I am 4 weeks away roughly from my last frost date. So if you are that little bit further away, then you may want to wait another week or two. If you're not sure when your last frost date is, then if you have a look at the website plantmaps.com, it will give you an estimation of when it is usually expected to be. This isn't always obviously going to be accurate. Ours is usually the 1st of May. However, we did have a frost in June last year. So that's now going to be a little bit later just because they take all the data and work out an average from there. But we can usually just keep an eye on the weather and then protect these if there is a later frost. We're looking for a germination temperature of around 15 Celsius to get these started. So at the moment we have absolutely beautiful sunshine, but the night temperatures are quite low. So it would be a good idea to pop them into a propagator outside in your undercover space if you have that, or just take them into the house. But as soon as they have germinated, then they are probably going to be better outside at this time of the year with this lovely sunshine. They're not frost hardy and they will need that little bit of extra protection, but they also will really enjoy some of this sunshine during the day. So it may be for a little while, once they have germinated, you will want to bring them outside during the day and then pop them inside at night. They are quite tender and their stems can break, so if you don't have an undercover space, I would leave them in the house rather than put them into an area where they might experience heavy rain or any really gusts of wind. So I'm filling these pots with some lovely sieved peat-free multi-purpose compost. So all the larger lumps have been taken out and we've just got a nice fluffy texture left, or you could use a seed and cutting compost. So this is the variety that we're using for this grow along, but if you check out video 1, it'll give you more information on other varieties that you may be using. This is a variety called Tamra and it's available from Real Seeds. And this is what the little seeds look like. For these pots, we're going to be popping 2 in per pot. This is really just to give us a guarantee that we have at least one germinate, and then we can either thin them down by just chopping off the spare one, or we can look at actually dividing them, but they aren't overly happy usually with being divided, so just snipping them off if you've got plenty of seeds is often easier to do. If your seeds are very expensive for the variety that you've gone for, then we don't usually want to actually snip them off and we will want to save that plant instead, but we will look at that once they have germinated and we're at that point. The cucumber seeds are very much like any melon or squash seed. They're a little bit smaller. We're going to be sowing them on the end of the pots, not into the middle, and that's going to help the seed not actually rot and cause any issues with watering. And then the other thing we're going to do is actually plant these on their side rather than flat into the soil, and we're doing that to stop any water sitting on the seed, which could cause some issues with rotting. So we're just going to pop those seeds in and we're going about 1 centimetre down into the pot. So that's what those 2 look like. That one's just got covered up a little bit, and then the other one there on its side, and then we're just going to recover them over and we're going to water these ones from the bottom. These are well watered now. You can see it's starting to drip out the bottom, so I'm going to pop a label in these ones so we know what they are. And as they are larger seeds, we haven't got to worry necessarily about watering the top of the pot because we're not going to dislodge these. I don't find that a cover is necessary to help them germinate, but if you've got them in a quite warm room in the house and they're starting to dry out really quickly on the top, then adding a plastic bag or something over the top may just help keep that compost that little bit more moist and help them germinate. So see how they do, and don't forget that we shouldn't need to water these before they germinate again, but keep an eye on the weight of the pot, or pop your finger down into the pot if they are drying out really fast as well. So all we're going to do now is pop them somewhere warm to germinate. Once they have germinated, then it's really important to move them into the brightest spot that you've got. If you're keeping them in the house, then make sure that you keep turning them if they are working towards the light and not staying looking stocky. That will help them. And if you are keeping them outside, then there should be absolutely plenty of light. But do make sure that you keep an eye on the temperatures. If it's 3 Celsius and below, we can have a chance of frost. And we will next then look at these when they have germinated, and we're looking at how to separate some of the seeds and look at what to do next.